Welcome to this distinctive narrative about Aurora M, a figure whose life journey crosses various milestones and experiences that shaped her entire existence. This text, divided into specific sections, will explore her childhood, family, career, scandal, marriage, other relationships, and death, capturing a complete portrait of her remarkable story. The account that follows is intended for readers seeking an engaging tale, told with modern language and structured for accessibility. Everything presented here is fictional yet carefully arranged to maintain coherence. Read on to discover how Aurora's life unfolds, and stay until the end for a special call to action. Enjoy! Aurora's childhood was defined by boundless curiosity. From the moment she could speak, she peppered her parents with questions, demanding explanations about clouds, oceans, and even the cosmos. Though her family's modest home lacked luxurious amenities, it overflowed with books and conversations. Whenever Aurora's father read the newspaper, she would peer over his shoulder, mesmerized by headlines discussing world affairs. Her mother, a patient woman with a knack for storytelling, spun whimsical tales that merged real events with fantastical elements. This mixture of fact and fiction laid the groundwork for Aurora's imaginative mind, awakening a desire to entertain and enlighten. Neighbors often joked that Aurora was destined for the stage, as she would eagerly perform impromptu comedic skits on her front lawn. Sometimes, she mimicked television personalities, other times, she invented entire personas. One day, she was a wandering minstrel lampooning local gossip, the next, she was a fictional detective unraveling mysteries with exaggerated flair. Though these routines were endearingly amateurish, they revealed her natural gift for humor. She learned early on that laughter brought people together, bridging differences and soothing tensions. As her repertoire grew, Aurora's mother encouraged her to keep exploring performance as a means of self-expression. In school, Aurora excelled in creative assignments. While classmates wrote standard book reports, she turned hers into comedic dialogues, imagining a conversation between famous historical figures. Teachers found her unorthodox approach both amusing and refreshing. She thrived on challenges that fused playful thinking with academic content, demonstrating that serious topics could be grasped through entertaining methods. Recess became a stage where she directed her friends in short plays tackling everything from environmental concerns to fairy tale parodies. Although some classmates initially teased her for being different, many became her biggest fans once they experienced the charm of her comedic storytelling. A defining moment came when Aurora was invited to perform at a small library event. She prepared a comedic monologue about a clumsy explorer who accidentally caused chaos in foreign lands. Despite last-minute nerves, she delivered her lines with disarming confidence, drawing generous laughter from the audience. Librarians praised her wit and asked if she might consider doing more performances at community gatherings. This affirmation crystallized her belief that humor could captivate and educate simultaneously. From that day on, she threw herself into refining her comedic style, determined to fuse laughter with meaning wherever possible, even in life's simplest moments. Aurora's family unit was close-knit yet vibrant, each member possessing a distinct personality that contributed to the household's dynamic. Her father worked as a freelance writer, juggling various clients who appreciated his nuanced perspectives. He exposed Aurora to a panorama of topics, from local politics to international affairs, ensuring she never felt confined by provincial thinking. Though their budget was tight, he managed to bring home new books, often purchased secondhand. Aurora absorbed them hungrily. Meanwhile, her mother cultivated an atmosphere of warmth, indulging Aurora's constant questions and nurturing her budding comedic experiments. Their home bristled with intellectual and emotional energy. Extended family gatherings introduced Aurora to an eclectic mix of relatives. Some were farmers, others accountants, a few were artists. She found these meetups the perfect venue for observational comedy. As everyone feasted on potluck dishes, Aurora secretly noted quirks and idiosyncrasies. Later, she amused cousins with spot-on imitations of uncles ranting about politics or aunts buzzing over rumors. Though her humor occasionally bordered on teasing, she never intended malice. Once or twice, an older relative took offense, prompting Aurora's parents to remind her to maintain kindness in her parodies. With every event, she refined her comedic sense of balance. Despite occasional friction, Aurora's family provided a robust support system. When she struggled with complicated emotions, her mother became a patient listener, gently guiding Aurora toward introspection. Her father, on the other hand, taught her to question everything, championing the power of curiosity. Dinner conversations could spiral into deep philosophical debates on whether comedic commentary had the power to shift public opinion. Aurora thrived on this mental stimulation, forming the conviction that humor and education were interlinked. Even disagreements were seen as learning opportunities, as her parents believed in open communication, ensuring Aurora's perspective was valued and respectfully challenged. As Aurora grew older, economic realities pressed upon the household. Freelance writing was unpredictable, and her mother took on side jobs to make ends meet. Yet, they never let financial strain douse their spirited environment. Her parents impressed upon her that limitations could spark creativity rather than stifle it. Aurora learned how to make props from recycled materials and how to stage comedic sketches without costly equipment. This resourcefulness would become a lifelong asset. It also shaped her belief that anyone, regardless of income, could harness humor as an expressive tool, forging connections and shedding light on serious issues. Crucially, Aurora's family also offered her the freedom to explore life beyond her comfort zone. If a new opportunity arose, an audition, a writing workshop, or even a science fair, they encouraged her to participate. She joined extracurricular clubs, participated in small theater productions, and even tried stand-up comedy for the first time at a local cafe. Their unwavering support meant everything. She understood that not every teenager enjoyed such latitude. Whenever self-doubt surfaced, a word of encouragement from her father or a warm embrace from her mother restored her confidence. This nurturing foundation set the stage for Aurora's later endeavors. Career Aurora's transition into a professional realm began during her late teens. She had been uploading homemade comedic videos online, primarily to share with friends and relatives, when an unexpected surge in viewership caught her attention. People outside her immediate circles praised her wit, urging her to create more content. Buoyed by newfound enthusiasm, Aurora experimented with a variety of comedic genres: satire, parody, sketch humor, and even playful music videos. Her channel gained subscribers steadily, reflecting a public appetite for lighthearted takes on everyday dilemmas. While still in school, she found herself juggling studies, social events, and an emerging online identity. After graduating, Aurora faced a pivotal choice: pursue higher education or plunge into content creation full-time. In the end, she chose both. She enrolled in a media program at a local university while continuing to expand her comedic platform. Balancing academic assignments with video production proved challenging, but she thrived on the pressure. Her classmates became collaborators, sometimes appearing in her sketches or helping with filming. Professors commended her creativity, although a few cautioned that comedic work could undermine academic rigor. Undeterred, Aurora insisted that humor was a gateway to understanding, not a replacement for serious analysis. She pressed on. Midway through college, a small television network invited Aurora to pitch a comedic series tackling social topics. Eager to showcase her versatility, she proposed a hybrid format blending humorous monologues, interviews, and field reports on quirky community stories. The network liked her dynamic style and greenlit a pilot. Filming commenced in nearby neighborhoods, capturing local color and weaving comedic commentary into human interest stories. Viewers responded enthusiastically, praising Aurora's ability to find humor in ordinary lives without belittling subjects. The show gained modest traction, bolstering her reputation as a rising comedic personality. Sponsors took note, offering opportunities that further expanded her reach. Despite this growth, Aurora refused to limit her creativity to one platform. She leveraged her online presence, TV exposure, and academic circle to develop a multifaceted career. Weekend gigs at comedy clubs allowed her to refine live performance skills, essential for honing comedic timing and stage presence. Guest appearances on local radio stations let her experiment with improv segments. She even tested her comedic flair at corporate events, learning to tailor jokes for different audiences. This patchwork approach created a resilient foundation. Whenever a project stalled, Aurora pivoted to another avenue, ensuring her comedic momentum never dwindled into obscurity. As her visibility rose, Aurora recognized a deeper calling, to highlight pressing issues through comedy. Climate change, social inequality, and mental health all found a place in her scripts. She believed an entertaining approach could engage viewers who might otherwise avoid heavy subjects. This perspective resonated with nonprofit organizations that invited her to collaborate on awareness campaigns. She added comedic twists to short public service videos, drastically increasing their virality. The success of these campaigns garnered her invitations to conferences and speaking engagements. Aurora's career thus became more than mere entertainment, it evolved into a transformative vehicle, steering laughter toward empathy. Scandal. Yet, every public figure eventually encounters controversy. Aurora's first brush with scandal emerged from a misunderstood joke in an interview. While discussing daily annoyances, she made an offhand quip about certain service policies at restaurants. Her comment, meant to be a playful exaggeration, was lifted out of context by a sensational blog. The headline read, "Rising comedian mocks hard-working staff, triggering outrage among hospitality workers." Social media backlash erupted overnight, with hashtags demanding apologies. Confused and hurt, Aurora scrambled to explain that she had never intended to demean anyone. However, once public sentiment soured, repairing that trust required significant effort. In response, Aurora released a heartfelt statement clarifying her words and expressing genuine remorse if anyone felt disrespected. She also visited a local restaurant to speak with employees, listening to their experiences firsthand. This sincere outreach helped shift the narrative. The media began featuring her apology and highlighting her willingness to engage critics constructively. Though some still held grudges, many recognized she was learning. The fiasco, while distressing, taught Aurora the precarious nature of comedy. Even a single sentence, interpreted incorrectly, could ignite conflict. From then on, she endeavored to shape her jokes more carefully, balancing whimsy with mindfulness. Another scandal involved allegations of plagiarism. A rival comedian accused Aurora of stealing jokes, claiming certain punchlines resembled material from lesser-known performers. Tabloids ran sensational headlines, fueling speculation that Aurora's meteoric rise was built on borrowed humor. Determined to clear her name, Aurora provided dated transcripts, video logs, and writing drafts showing how she developed original sketches. Other comedians stepped forward, defending her reputation for authenticity. The scandal dissolved, but not before it underscored the competitive underbelly of the entertainment world. Aurora emerged more vigilant, documenting every creative process meticulously to protect herself from similar accusations in the future. A more serious controversy arose when a brand partnership backfired. Aurora had collaborated with a beverage company that claimed ethical sourcing. Investigative journalists revealed disturbing labor practices at the company's overseas facilities, inciting public outrage. Critics attacked Aurora for endorsing such a brand. She admitted ignorance about the company's hidden misconduct and immediately severed ties. Despite her swift action, some audience members questioned her due diligence. Determined to rectify the situation, she used her platform to raise funds for labor rights organizations. She also pledged stricter screening of potential sponsors, vowing never again to unknowingly align her comedy with exploitation. Each scandal left an indelible mark, shaping Aurora's approach to comedic activism. She recognized her growing influence carried responsibility, and any oversight could tarnish both her image and the causes she championed. Ironically, these incidents deepened her resolve. Instead of abandoning her comedic lens, she refined it, ensuring her jokes tackled issues with empathy. She also built a trusted advisory team to research potential collaborations and offer counsel on sensitive topics. In retrospect, these scandals strengthened her foundation, forcing her to mature into a careful, conscientious performer whose humor was grounded in truth, respect, and a desire to unify. Marriage. Amid professional triumphs and tribulations, Aurora found love in an unexpected place. During a charity performance at a local theater, she met Benedict, a reserved but charismatic composer known for his evocative piano pieces. Initially, their interactions were brief exchanges backstage. However, a spark of mutual curiosity ignited when they discovered a shared passion for blending art with social good. He admired Aurora's comedic bent, while she revered his musical genius. After weeks of cautious flirtation through text messages and phone calls, they embarked on a relationship characterized by quiet evenings discussing creative ideas and daydreaming about a better world. Friends often marveled at how seamlessly Aurora's humor merged with Benedict's introspective nature. He could spend hours perfecting a melody that captured human longing, while she found comedic angles to illuminate that same emotional core. Their synergy blossomed on stage, where Aurora introduced comedic interludes between Benedict's musical sets, eliciting laughter before his poignant performances. Audiences appreciated the contrast, praising the duo for their unique style. Offstage, they shared an appreciation for nature walks, homemade meals, and marathon brainstorming sessions. Benedict's calm disposition counterbalanced Aurora's energetic spontaneity, and their bond deepened as they navigated both creative projects and everyday domestic routines. Over time, they discussed the idea of formalizing their commitment. Aurora, who spent her career highlighting genuine human connections, wanted an intimate ceremony that reflected their values. Benedict wholeheartedly agreed. They planned a modest wedding at an outdoor venue, surrounded by greenery. On the big day, Aurora wore a simple gown adorned with subtle comedic nods, tiny embroidered smiley faces hidden among floral patterns, while Benedict played a self-composed piano piece instead of walking down the aisle in silence. Close friends and family watched as the couple exchanged vows promising not just love, but also an enduring partnership rooted in mutual inspiration. Wedding celebrations featured a casual reception where guests enjoyed small comedic performances interspersed with live music. Aurora performed a parody roast, gently poking fun at her own career mishaps, while Benedict serenaded everyone with soulful melodies. Their union symbolized the harmonious fusion of two art forms. Newspapers that covered local society events picked up on their unique love story, framing it as a testament to collaboration across creative domains. Meanwhile, supporters praised Aurora's willingness to spotlight genuine affection amid the chaotic entertainment industry. She reciprocated the warmth by expressing deep gratitude for her husband, describing him as both muse and anchor. As the newlyweds settled into daily life, they navigated the challenges of two intense careers. Benedict occasionally toured with orchestras, and Aurora continued filming comedic segments or appearing at events. They learned to appreciate fleeting pockets of time, late-night dinners, sunrise walks, stolen afternoons in coffee shops. Communication became paramount, with each endeavoring to keep the other informed of schedules, aspirations, and anxieties. Despite the hectic pace, they shielded their personal bond from external pressures. Their home, filled with musical scores and comedic drafts, was a sanctuary. Each day, Aurora's comedic spark and Benedict's melodic sensitivity wove fresh threads into their marital tapestry. Other relationships. Aurora's personal connections stretched beyond family and marriage. She built a network of friends and collaborators who resonated with her comedic activism. Among them was Sonia, a childhood acquaintance who became a social worker. Witnessing Aurora's comedic approach to serious topics, Sonia invited her to co-organize events raising awareness about mental health. Together, they planned interactive workshops, blending educational resources with humor. These gatherings offered attendees a less intimidating way to explore sensitive issues. Another ally was Matteo, a fellow comedian who specialized in improv. They teamed up occasionally, combining his spontaneity with Aurora's structured wit, drawing enthusiastic audiences. On social media, Aurora cultivated friendships with influencers, academics, and environmental activists worldwide. Their conversations helped her refine comedic segments that touched on global challenges. She listened to their experiences, wove them into her sketches, and credited their input publicly. Some collaborations were purely digital, cross-promotional live streams or joint video projects. Others involved in-person meetups, where comedic brainstorming sessions spilled into discussions about policy, technology, or cultural norms. Critics feared these relationships might dilute Aurora's authenticity, but she saw them as opportunities to expand her perspective. Whenever feasible, she introduced new voices to her audience, trusting that diversity enriched everyone. International conferences further broadened her circle. Invited as a speaker on multiple occasions, Aurora encountered diplomats, scientists, and artists committed to solving massive problems. Over dinner banter or coffee breaks, she found comedic angles on daunting topics, relieving tension in rooms where stakes felt immense. Some attendees, initially skeptical, discovered her humor facilitated open dialogue. Others became lifelong allies, forging collaborative ventures that aimed to merge comedic storytelling with research data. Collectively, these alliances proved that humor could pierce formalities, allowing people with different goals to unite under a shared sense of curiosity and optimism about potential breakthroughs. Not all relationships were built on positivity. Some individuals envied Aurora's success. A handful of entertainment figures spread rumors, accusing her of chasing fame at the expense of artistry. She also encountered industry gatekeepers who tried to pigeonhole her into superficial comedy, downplaying her substantive aspirations. Over time, she learned to navigate these tensions with grace. Rather than retaliate, she focused on forging bonds with those who appreciated her mission. Gradually, the naysayers' influence waned. Aurora's comedic activism continued evolving, supported by partnerships that valued depth over fleeting trends. The more she collaborated wisely, the more resilient her creative empire grew. Family friends noted how Aurora's empathy extended into every corner of her life. If someone needed encouragement, she offered comedic relief. If an acquaintance struggled financially, she'd organize a fundraiser. Many people credited her with uniting them in ways they never expected, whether through comedic charity live streams or group therapy sessions built around laughter. Her generosity wasn't purely philanthropic PR, it stemmed from an authentic desire to see others flourish. Countless testimonials emerged, each recounting a moment when Aurora's well-timed joke or heartfelt gesture changed someone's outlook. These intangible bonds formed a vibrant mosaic of connection, anchored by shared hope and goodwill. Death in her later years, Aurora's life took a slower pace. She had achieved many ambitions, influenced countless minds, and discovered personal fulfillment alongside Benedict. While still active creatively, she focused on selective projects that aligned with her maturing values. Where she once tackled multiple comedic campaigns simultaneously, she now prioritized depth over volume, favoring a thoughtful documentary here or a carefully scripted comedic special there. Attentive fans noticed a gentle shift in her style, with segments incorporating reflective monologues about gratitude and compassion. Despite the calm, Aurora's inherent spark remained. Even casual conversations glimmered with her trademark humor and warmth. One day, Aurora fell ill. Initially, doctors suspected exhaustion or a minor infection, but tests revealed a more serious condition, a chronic autoimmune disorder slowly weakening her system. Determined to maintain optimism, she approached the diagnosis the same way she approached her comedic routines, with courage, transparency, and levity. On social media, she shared health updates with measured candor, acknowledging her vulnerability while keeping a light tone. Fans flooded her with messages of support, recounting how her work had illuminated their darkest moments. Although she faced pain and uncertainty, Aurora still managed to bring laughter to hospital rooms and clinic waiting areas. As her condition worsened, Aurora decided to craft a final comedic project, an intimate stage show titled Laughing Through Shadows. The performance, stripped of grand sets, featured her raw storytelling interspersed with flashes of humor. She addressed mortality, courage, and the essential beauty of fleeting life. Benedict provided gentle piano accompaniment, filling silences with poignant melodies. The show proved emotionally charged for audiences and Aurora alike. Many described it as both heartbreaking and uplifting, a graceful reflection on human fragility. Despite the gloom, Aurora ensured everyone left with a smile, demonstrating that even in the face of profound darkness, laughter persisted. Soon, Aurora became too weak to sustain public appearances. She retreated to her home, where Benedict, friends, and family surrounded her with unwavering love. They read her favorite books, played nostalgic recordings, and shared endless anecdotes about comedic escapades. When she could no longer speak comfortably, she would gesture or scribble short notes that still carried an undercurrent of humor. In these final weeks, Aurora's luminous spirit remained evident to all who visited. Close friends described her presence as peaceful, and she often mustered a small grin whenever someone cracked a joke. Her life was a testament to grace and resilience. Aurora passed away quietly, enveloped by music and whispered laughter. News of her death traveled swiftly, sparking a global wave of tributes. People organized candlelight vigils, comedic marathon live streams, and charitable donations in her name. Memorials celebrated her eclectic legacy, the comedic activism, the philanthropic collaborations, the heartfelt relationships she nurtured. Tributes echoed the sentiment that Aurora, in her singular way, proved laughter could mend rifts and instill hope. Although her presence was lost to the mortal world, her ideas endured. Even in death, Aurora M continued to inspire countless souls, urging them to find light in every shadow. Aurora's absence felt palpable, yet her work carried on through those she had mentored or influenced. Each comedic activist, thoughtful artist, or caring individual who dared to tackle serious themes with levity continued her legacy. In documentary screenings, Q&A sessions, and heartfelt social media posts, her voice resonated, reminding everyone that combining humor and empathy was more than a style, it was a philosophy. The seed she planted grew into projects championed by countless newcomers. Her name became synonymous with purposeful laughter. People found themselves smiling in tribute, acknowledging that Aurora's approach to life offered solace and direction in uncertain times. Thank you for accompanying us through Aurora M's remarkable story. If her journey moved or inspired you, please show your support, like this video, leave a comment about what resonated most, subscribe to the channel for more uplifting narratives, and share Aurora's legacy with friends who seek hope amidst challenges. Your engagement keeps her spirit alive, proving that each person's involvement can elevate humor into meaningful advocacy. Let us honor Aurora's memory by remembering that laughter and compassion can transform lives. When we approach the world with open hearts and vibrant imaginations, every step forward is a step toward unity.